Well, it's lovely to see everybody. As Diana said, so nice to see a lot of familiar names and faces, um, and just some new names as well. So I'm very excited to talk a little bit about our F1 public choice program with all of you this morning for us, but different time zones for you guys. So about our program, the one main thing that I like to emphasize and start with is that the main theme of our program is really choice. That's why we call it an F1 public choice program. And the reason is because the student is able to choose what destination they're going to, where they're going to. So they know beforehand which district or high school, in some cases, they're applying to. And because of that, they're able to see the courses that are offered, sports that are offered, extracurriculars, clubs, and the location, know the area they're going to be in, if they want to be in the mountains or by the beach or in a big city, or if they're looking for a more suburban New York suburbs experience, we were able to accommodate that, and they're able to make those decisions and those choices beforehand when they're applying. So it's not going to be a surprise where they're going. They can know beforehand what's offered in general by the district, have a broad overview of the district or the high school. So that's really the theme of our program, and you're going to see throughout the presentation, choice. We usually accept about 200 to 300 students per season to our over 60 public school districts that we work with. They're spread across 20 US states. We have districts in the West Coast. We have districts in the East Coast. We have districts pretty much all over the US. The only area of the US that we don't have as many offerings, unfortunately, is the South. So I get a lot of questions if we have public schools in Texas. And just to clarify, in our program, the districts, they need to be able to issue an I-20 form, so they need to be certified. That is why we're only able to work with the schools that are certified. But that said, in pretty much anywhere else in the US, we do cover those areas, Midwest, Northeast. So, pretty much we have over 20 states that we can offer. And our districts, they do have we can offer a tailored program to our students, which is why I like to receive your emails, your inquiries, so I can know what's the student profile, their age, their interests, if they have a location preference, if they're interested in maybe a STEM program, science, mathematics. We have excellent schools with STEM programs. They're really outstanding. Notably in Arizona, a lot of our schools there have really good STEM course offerings. We also have Davis and Utah, great district for students who are interested in STEM as well. We have districts that have courses in game development. We have courses in computer science, so robotics clubs. So if that's one of your student interests, we can definitely find somewhere that's going to be a great fit for them, which is why, again, I like to receive the inquiries, the emails before the application comes through, so I can help you find a good fit for your student. We also have many districts that have really incredible, fantastic academic programs, awarded schools, Blue Ribbon Awards, and so many other awards. We have really great schools. One of them from top of my mind is Blue Valley in Kansas. That's one of the best schools, one of the best districts that we have, public school districts in the US in terms of academics. So they have a really strong academic program there. So regardless of what your student's interested, if it's a stronger academics, stronger sports, STEM courses, if they want to be able to take IB courses, we know that a lot of students, they have that interest as well. Those are things that our program, because it's a choice program, we are able to offer and accommodate. And we also have really, really visual and performing arts programs in some of our schools. El Camino in California, Indian River in Florida, and also Jenison in Michigan. And one of the schools that's presenting today, Mount Blue High School, they all have excellent art offerings, courses that go from, acting courses, but even more technical courses such as costume design, makeup design, sound, any sort of technical aspect of being behind the scenes of a theater, and even in like television multimedia, we have other districts that also have a focus on that. So Maynard High School, who is also going to be the school that's also going to be presenting today, they have a wonderful program in media, and the students, they have a radio station there. Everything is run by the students. So regardless of what your students' interest is, we're able to find a district that's going to be a good fit, that's going to be suitable to what they're envisioning and expecting for their program. And we do have really top US high schools, some of them with incredible, really state-of-the-art facilities, a lot of labs. They're outstanding, a lot of technology integrated into their classroom. We also have really great sports fields and districts with huge auditoriums. So we really do have a lot to offer in terms of what our schools have for your student. It is, we like to say that our schools, they really have offer a well-rounded experience, because our districts, a lot of them, they're bigger districts, but even the smaller schools, they also offer a lot in terms of athletics, in terms of after extracurriculars and clubs and academics. They really well-rounded and are able to offer a good experience in all of those areas. And we do have location diversity. We offer districts in bigger cities like Seattle, Denver. We have districts in LA area, Miami, Orlando. We also have districts in more suburban, smaller areas. They're still very beautiful, like Lake George and Queensbury in New Jersey. Wonderful, wonderful destinations. They're very popular among our students as well. Maynard in Massachusetts, also very close to Boston. It's a great location, and our students really enjoy studying there. Torrance, it's has been featured. Torrance is also going to be presenting today. Torrance Unified School District, and they have been featured in in movies, and their traditional American high school experience that a lot of students look for in California. So we really do have a diversity of location for your students. And in terms of how our program works, as I said, our schools, they need to be certified with the Department of State to issue an I-20 form. So this is something that we need to make sure that those schools are certified. They're going to be able to issue their I-20 form for your student. We basically pretty much work with the schools in the US that are certified currently. We do work with the majority of them. So that's why our list is so extensive, but we continue to try to grow our list and create new partnerships. And as new districts, they go through the certification process, we also reach out and try to expand our offerings, because we know there's a need and there's a desire for more options within the F-1 program. We also offer personalized recommendations. It's really where I come in. I'm responding to your emails and inquiries, and I'm happy to let you know which schools and districts I think is going to be a great fit for your student based on our experience, the experience of our team. Our team is comprised of, my colleagues, Jane and Stacy. They've been working with the F-1 program for over 20 years. So they're really experienced. A lot of these districts, we've been working with them since the very beginning. So since the F-1 programs were created in the US, and we started offering them back in 2013. So 2010. So we really are have really a long-standing relationship with a lot of our schools and a lot of our districts. One of the differences of our program is that students, they are charged full unsubsidized tuition. Sometimes they do get inquiries about eventually if a student is able to get a scholarship or have some sort of discount. In the F-1 program with public schools, that's not possible, simply because it is a program rule determined by the Department of State that they have to pay full tuition. And that is a component of our pricing as well. That's why it's slightly different, a little higher than J1, because differently than J1, in our program, students are paying full tuition. Our visa has a 1 year validity. The I-20 form is valid for 1 year. Students, they can only attend our programs for either a short term, which is anywhere from 10 weeks to 12 weeks, 3 months. They can come for a semester or they can come for a full year. We have only one district that in New York State that is able to renew the students I-20 and allow them to stay for multiple years, but that is because they have a partnership with a local community college in which the community college is able to issue the I-20 for the consecutive years. But in general, the rule is that it's up to 12 months. They can only stay for 1 year in a public school with an F-1 visa. The good thing is that we have a lot of programs that the student can choose and from and navigate as in their high school career. So a lot of programs, they end up being a gateway to other programs as well. So the J1 program is one of those. A lot of students come as J1 students, and then they maybe switch to F1 public, then F1 private for their last 2 years. So it is a student can really do all 4 years in their high school career with us within our programs. And all of our applications, they're standardized, they're pretty much the same. They're in the same database, XLink, which we're all familiar with. So it's very easy to transfer applications from program to program. I often receive inquiries where someone is linking me and Diana and saying, I have a student who wants to come to a public school and then switch to a private, or vice versa. There's some students who want to maybe graduate in a public school. So those are things that we can accommodate. In terms of host families, or our host families, they do receive a stipend, but something that I like to emphasize as well and to stress is that their stipend is really just to cover the basic costs of hosting. That includes gas, maybe some extra groceries, internet. It really just covered the basic costs of hosting. They're still taxed in their stipend, so they're not profiting over this program by any means. And it really isn't a source of income for them. They really do this for the students. So a lot of times I like to think that our families, even though they do receive a stipend that makes it easier to accommodate the student, they're still in many ways volunteering because they still volunteer their time, their hearts, they're welcoming a student as part of their families. So we offer an extra help really with the basic costs of having an extra person in your house, but it really isn't source of income for the families. And local support, it's very important to note that we adhere to all of the same rules as the J1 program. We are listed with CSIT. We have been listed since we started offering our program. So we abide by the same rules and regulations. We offer local support. Each student, they're assigned an area representative. We have regional managers who oversee the representatives. Students, they are in monthly contact with their reps. So we really offer a really in-depth support for a student once they're here. And we have 24-hour emergency lines. So we really are here for our students and want them to be successful throughout their program. And just to talk a little bit about who is our student, who would be a good fit for the F1 program. We have a lot of flexibility with this, but they must be of high school age and they must have completed 8th grade. We say that they are typically 14 through 18 years old, but we do have some schools that will accept a student who's 19 years old or turns 19 years old. So we can have flexibility with that. If that's the case of your student, I'm happy to let you know which options we have. Our students, they're expected to have good character and adaptability. It's just part of being an exchange program and being with a new family and in a new environment. We expect a sufficient command of the English language, so intermediate level of English, but we do have many, many districts and schools that are more than equipped to offer ESL and to assist students who maybe need some extra help due to a lower level of English. A lot of our districts, they don't even have a minimum LTIS required. They can be very flexible and accommodating on that. And it's the same with transcripts. We do prefer students to have passing grades, a C+ average, But we do have exceptions. We do have districts that they will accept a student if they have failed a course, a couple courses across their years of high school, or even a student who has failed a whole year. We have districts that the options will be a little more limited, but we do have districts that are willing to accommodate and work with the student. And one of the main features of our program is flexibility. That's something we like to highlight always. We are able to accept students with allergies, nut allergies, pet allergies, even if they may be allergic to both cats and dogs. We're able to accommodate these students. Life-threatening allergy students who need EpiPens. Those are things that our program is equipped to manage and work with. We allow students to travel as long as they have headquarters approval. A lot of our students right now are preparing to visit their family for the holiday for Christmas. So that's very common in the F-1 program. We allow for that to happen. We also are able to accommodate either a single placement, which means that the student is going to be the only exchange student in that host family house, or a single room, which means that they will have their private room and not share a room. There's an additional fee, but we're able to accommodate those requests. There's also a possibility to change host family in our program, available upon request with a fee. We do offer, for the most part, rolling admission. We're still working with public schools, so a lot of our public school districts, especially the bigger one, the major districts like Miami or Orlando, they really have to follow their Board of Education determinations, and they have sometimes stricter deadlines. But a lot of our schools, notably a lot of our charter schools, for example, and even some districts like Torrance, who'll be presenting later today, they will pretty much offer rolling admission and accept even late applications. We have districts that offer ESL, again, for students who need some extra support with English language. We have districts that offer IB programs, either IB courses if a student is not eligible for a diploma, or in some cases, even a diploma if they meet the requirements. We have districts that can be very flexible with the transcripts, as I said, and even accommodate a student who may have failed a couple courses. And in our program, we do allow students to be placed with natural family. So the self-direct placements, we're able to accommodate with a blood relative, which is something that we know the J1 program is not able to offer, but we are able to accommodate as long as that family lives in an area where we have a certified district. Most of our self-placements are in bigger cities like Chicago, Miami, Orlando, Seattle, for example, because those districts, they cover the entire county pretty much. So as long as the family lives in Miami, Orlando, Seattle, they're able to have the student enrolled in the district. So that's really great. Another feature of our program, another highlight that we have is our short-term programs. We currently have 5 districts that accommodate students for a shorter term. That's going to vary from 10 to 12 weeks, depending on the district or the school calendar. Some are on a trimester basis, some are on a quarter basis. That's why 10 to 12 weeks. But I'm able to share the details on this program, any of the start dates, which are very much flexible. So this is a great option for students who maybe are not able to come for a full semester, but they still want to have the American high school experience. We do have a couple, a good amount actually of options that will discount entirely or discount significantly or waive entirely the tuition for a student who has a U.S. passport. So many students, they are dual citizens. They may have been born in the U.S. and moved abroad with their family. So they're able to, come as an American student, not be charged tuition or have a significant discount while still staying with one of our host families. And just a final slide before I end my presentation, because I know we're close on time. I just wanted to highlight a couple of differences between the F-1 public and the J-1 program. We get a lot of questions because in both programs, we're working with public schools, but in a different setting, right? And with different flexibility. So in the F-1, the student chooses the location, the district, or the high school they're going to. Because of that, they're able to know what that district or high school can offer in terms of sports, activities, subjects, courses. We are able to offer English support for students who have a lower level of English. We're able to accommodate late applications. We don't have as early of a deadline as the J1 program, and we offer a high school diploma for seniors. So in the majority of our district, students are able to graduate in 1 year as long as they're seniors and they have passing rates, meet the requirements at the end of their program. So that's a big highlight of our program and something that we like to stress that we offer because it is really the majority of our schools that will be able to offer graduation. And in all states, we have schools that offer graduation. Just to finalize, we pretty much offer rolling admission. We do our best to accommodate any school preferences, specific high schools that your student want to go to. The district is going to be ultimately the one that decides where the student is placed, but we work with them. We advocate for the student, and if the application is submitted early on, a lot of times we can make it happen. Districts, they follow still their policies. The application process varies a little bit from school to school. I'm happy to provide detailed information if you send me an email if you have students who are interested. And we don't have a set deadline, but some districts, they will fill up faster. Heritage High School right now is currently full for German-speaking students. So that's the only, for next fall of 2026. So that's the only district that's at capacity for a certain language next year, but everything else is pretty much open. But some districts like Arizona, Scottsdale, San Luis in California, they fill up fast. So if you have students interested, submit the app as soon as possible. Host families, they're screened, same as J1. We do the background checks, in-home visits, follow the same rules. I-20 issuance, it varies from school to school. Sometimes it's before placement, sometimes after the host family is secured. I'm also able to let you know that information if you want to send me an email. And that's pretty much it. That's an overview of our program. Here's my email, my program director Stacy's email. We're happy to answer to any of your questions. And I'm just gonna take a look at the chat. Gonna stop to present just to see if we have any questions. All right, are parents allowed to visit students enrolled in the F-1 public school program, which is the process and approval? So that is possible. The one rule is that the parents, they should meet for the student pickup or student drop off at a neutral location. So we ask them that they meet if they're having the students stay with them, let's say they want the student to stay with them at their Airbnb, we just ask that they meet the host family or the student for a pickup in a neutral location, at the airport, at a restaurant, at the mall. We can arrange that. But we just ask for the information should be shared with us beforehand. If the student is going to stay with their host family and just maybe go out and meet their parents while the parents are here, then we don't need a form to be filled out. But if the parents want the student to go and stay with them at their hotel or Airbnb, because they're not going to be staying with their host family for that period, we'll need just a travel form to be signed and approved. But that's all we can discuss and go through the details and get all the information. But that's very flexible in the F1 program. That's something that some families do. What happens more often is students going to visit their family back home. That's more common, but sometimes we do have families who either want to pick up their student and travel and visit places in the US, or who just want to get to know the area where they're at. So that happens as well. And if we don't have any questions, any more questions, I believe we're able to move to our next presenter. We have Principal York, Elizabeth York from Maynard High School. Hi, Liz. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so happy to see you here and to allow our partners to hear a little bit more about Maynard High School.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to take it away, feel free to start
Am I
presenting.
able to share my screen?
I believe you should. If you have any issues, I can share your presentation on my end, but you should.
Is that coming through?
Yes, yeah, you start
Excellent.
sharing your screen. Perfect.
Excellent. So, my name's Elizabeth York, and I'm the principal of a very special small school outside of Boston called Maynard High School. We are special in many ways. First of all, because of our size, we are about 300 students, and every student in our school is known. We know every family, we know grandparents, aunties, uncles. It's a small school in a small town, and it has a very special feel that goes a little bit beyond friendship to community. So we are located in the beautiful small town of Maynard, Massachusetts. It used to be a mill center for the making of clothing, and the mills have been converted into spaces for computers, for art, and small shops and restaurants. So Maynard has a walkable downtown. It's only about a 20-minute walk from every home, as is our school. The longest walk is 30 minutes. And there are shops, restaurants, art galleries, and a wonderful public library, and just lots of opportunities for young people to be outside. And again, it's in a small town where everyone is known. So it's very safe and very community feeling when the students are outside walking together or getting ice cream or coffee, they are running into other friends and families. So some highlights of our school. As I mentioned, we're a small New England town with shops and restaurants. However, what I didn't mention is we are on the bike trail. It's about a 5-minute bike ride to the Acton train station, where it's between 30 and 45 minutes to downtown Boston on a very fast train. So we are a Boston suburb. There is skiing close by. There is the beach just a train ride away. And the beautiful college town of Boston is just a very, very short ride. We're a small school with only 300 students, so everyone participates. If you try out for the play, you get into the play. If you try out for an athletic team, you get to play on that team. If you any student who puts themselves out there is welcomed and able to participate. So that's really different from bigger schools where everything is very selective. We are wonderful and we are competitive, but we also, everyone participates. We don't have cuts. Our teachers are older, experienced, caring, with a lot of experience with language support because we have a Spanish immersion program that begins in kindergarten. So at least a third of our students are bilingual or trilingual. A third of our students are bilingual in Spanish. Some of them have backgrounds in a third language. And then as students move into the district, they are welcomed into Spanish immersion if they speak Spanish or they want to learn. So our newcomers often join that Spanish immersion program. So our teachers are used to students who are learning languages. We have many travel and community service for international causes, and we're it's the teachers care about language development and are very welcoming of it, and so are the students. The students love language and are very welcoming. We have wonderful music, art, and theater programs, again, where everyone can participate. And we have during the day music, art, and theater, and after school, right at school, which I know is different from many international schools. We participate right at school. We have fun traditions like fun Fridays with music all day, the traditional American cheering at sports games and waving pom poms and being out there for each other. We have spirit weeks where everyone dresses up. We have a March Madness week where we're in a competition all week long with many games and challenges. We do a telethon at our TV and radio station, which I'll tell you a bit more about in a minute. We have pep rallies again with the pom poms and the music and the games and dancing. And if a student coming next year, 26, 27, joins the band or the chorus. They will be traveling to Walt Disney World in April of 2027 over spring break. So that's an exciting opportunity that we are already planning for. So we are one of the very few schools in the United States that has an FCC licensed radio and television station.
Liz, I think the audio is muted, for some reasons not sharing. But if you want to just talk a little bit about what they're doing, that would be great.
I'm sorry, is it not coming through properly?
Not the audio, no. We can still see
Oh, I'm
the
so
video,
sorry.
but
That's
that's
okay. We
okay.
can move on. I'm sure you saw the pictures
We
of the
did. We were able to
students.
see, them,
Yeah.
all of the backstage and them in the cameras.
Oh, and right here, that's Harper and Zach. We're a small school. We all know each other. But yes, so the students can take classes in audio and TV and making movies, or there's an after school club and they can have their own radio show at night and make their own television show. They would probably do that with friends, but it's very welcoming. Academics, along with our TV and broadcast, we have advanced placement in every discipline. Our particularly in Spanish, we offer the Spanish language, Spanish literature, and then a course beyond that. We offer an upper level 300, 400 level course at University of Massachusetts Lowell that is taught at Maynard High School and it's just a Spanish class for Spanish speakers at the university level, and you get to keep the credit, so that's kind of cool. But we offer in science, computer science, history, English, and also French. And we've had our international students involved in all of our AP classes if they wish to have that experience. So we have athletics, obviously, a small school. You can see how small. Cross country, field hockey, football, golf, soccer,
Sorry,
basketball.
Liz. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think now we're still only seeing the slide of the video.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to fix that, but I will.
Maybe if you stop presenting and then share again your screen, I think
Yep,
maybe that
that's
would.
what I'll do.
That's how I troubleshoot everything. I just turn it off and on.
There's our sports.
Okay, now I see. Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. So many times international students wonder about fall tryouts. We really don't need students to come early unless they are playing American soccer, which is football everywhere else in the world. All of our other teams welcome students whenever they arrive. Our only sport that really starts mid August is American soccer. And that is just to see who will be on the competition teams. There is a team for everyone, everyone can participate, but our competition teams do fill up just in that one sport. Any other sport, we can accommodate any time of arrival. That's a question we get often. And it's not here yet, but through the town of Maynard, you can participate in ski. It's not through the school, but we are now offering a skiing experience. through the town. It's about a half-hour drive to a small mountain where they ski. And then WAVM is our TV and radio. We have a student council. Leaders of Change is community service. School newspaper. The Green Committee is environmental club. DECA, I have another slide about DECA, is our business club. Jazz band is at night. They're amazing. Ultimate Frisbee, Cooking Club, and so many more. And they take place between 2:15 and 3:15, and sports don't start until 3:15 because otherwise if sports started early, we couldn't have our clubs. It is all the same students. So as your student joins a friend group, there will be students who do certain clubs and certain sports, and then probably come back at night for music or theater because all of our students participate in everything, or else we don't have them. We have a brand new club called HOSA for future healthcare professionals, and they are amazing. They just had a big fun run. And like DECA, they're a competitive club where they go to competitions and learn about pre-healthcare, pre-medical, pre-physical therapy, and take our science and mathematics classes. So that's it. Choose MHS. I can answer questions, but that's a small New England American high school near Boston where students can participate in everything.
Oh, that's wonderful. That was a great presentation. Thank you so much, Ms. Boyo.
I'm sorry about the technical
Oh,
difficulties.
not at all. That's Zoom for all of us. It's always there's always some hiccups. Yeah, so if anybody has a question, we can read from the chat. But one thing that I wanted to highlight is that I think just 2 years ago we've been at Maynard in person. I believe some of our partners who were there, they're here in this meeting. I see some of their names. And we were able, because of the time we got there in the afternoon, we were able to see the students participating in, there was a soccer game or practice. So it
Yep.
was very sweet and see all the other students watching and interacting with them. It was really cool. It was a great experience. It gave everybody like a good glimpse of, athletics in the US and just like a glimpse of high school experience in general.
It's very old fashioned, I tell people. It is not like high school in 2025 and other places. The students are very close. They really, the town is old fashioned, the high school is old fashioned, not in our teaching, but in the way we love our sports and we support each other.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. The school spirit, so fun.
Yes,
And the TV and radio station, it was awesome to be able to see that, to see the labs and all. And it's great that the students get to do it themselves.
yes. They are our leaders.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Liz. I really appreciate you
Thank you for this
participating.
opportunity. I hope to meet many of your students.
Awesome. Absolutely. Will do. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you. All right. I'm gonna take a look here and just see for our next presenter. Is
Mari,
there
I just noticed that Lisa, our next presenter, just entered the
wonderful.
um our event. I'm gonna make her a co-host so she can take over.
Lisa is amazing. She's joining us from Mexico. She took time while she's away to present and talk to all of us a little bit more about Mount Blue High School. So we're so appreciative. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Hi there. I guess perfect timing.
Perfect timing, yes.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can share.
We can see. Perfect.
Okay, so I need to turn this off. I'd like to see the from the view. Where's the, I can't see it here.
Is it
Where's,
slideshow maybe?
yes, I put on the slideshow, so it could be, oh, here it is, slideshow. Play from start here. Just couldn't see it with all the different things. So, so hi, my name is Lisa Dalrymple, and I work for Mount Blue campus. I actually worked for them for 28 years, so a long time with them, and I really believe in this program, so I'm super excited. Um, so I think you can ask. Somebody says that they're waiting. Should I admit?
Oh, I let them in. That's our next
Oh,
presenter. Thank you.
okay, sorry.
No worries.
So if you have any questions, I'm sure you can ask me or it can filter through with me because I've been here for quite a while. Mount Blue campus is kind of a unique school. Again, this is a public school, so we do offer the I-20 for the F-1 visa. We were established in 1967 or 69, depending on who interprets that. And in 2014, we went through the certification to be a school certified to issue the I-20, and we're very proud of that. And we had an extensive renovation to our school, so it was a perfect time to do that. So Mount Blue campus actually is kind of unique because we do have at the campus, we have more than one school. So we have Mount Blue High School, so our international students do come in as a Mount Blue High School student. And we also have a technical school, which we call the Foster Career Technical Education Center. And students for the high school can apply for courses with the technical school, which I'll talk about in a bit. And it's actually very unique to our area. We have approximately 700 to 750 students at our school, and the technical school brings in students from other schools as well, so they can bring in another 100, 150 onto our campus at any given day. We are a boarding school, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Okay, as you can see, here's the front of our school. So we do have the yellow school buses that pick up the students and drop them off. The boarding is actually in our city center, which is about less than 5 kilometers or a couple miles from the school, pretty close. When you see the aerial view, you'll understand that it's actually a big plus to be in the downtown area. The school is beautiful. As I mentioned before, we had a big renovation, $65 million renovation done to our school. And during the renovation, we really incorporated both the technical and the high school. So the high school, you can have a lot of course, your traditional courses, and probably like many schools that you've heard on these sessions, we also have our unique courses that identify kind of who we are as well. Within our high school, and then we have the technical classes. So as an example, we have things from biotechnology to pre-engineering to culinary arts to we have an ambulance in our school. We have an EMT program. We have firefighting. We have 2 fire trucks. We have towers that you can practice in. We have a composites program where students learn how to make canoes or snowboards or skateboards. They work with the fiberglass material. Upper level students work with Kevlar and higher priced material. We have a bank in our school. We have a business academy in our school. Our school is really known to be very hands-on. They actually call it more like STEAM with a double M, science, technology, engineering, arts, math, and medicine, like so towards things towards the medical field, which they're always coming up in the acronyms. I guess you can say that a lot about our school, but actually, we just always have been very hands-on in our approach to a lot of things. So even in the academic high school, it's very hands-on. For example, we have survival chemistry, where you learn how to, make fire, and you learn, you throw pumpkins, and you understand those pieces to it. So everything that we do, or most things that we do, are very hands-on. We also have a really big, I don't want to, I don't want to forget to mention that we have a very, very big arts program. So music is introduced to our students in the 3rd grade. So everybody's held at least a violin in our district. So we have a very, very big music program, very big arts program. Even in our regular art, I mean, art is, I don't know, we have digital media, commercial arts, and then we have sculpture, we have printmaking, we have learning about fibers. So we have a big variety of the arts, and which includes the music as well. We're located in Maine, so it's considered, we've always been considered one of the safest states in the US. And we are the most northeastern state in the US. And there's a tiny picture of the states there, and it looks like we kind of stick into Canada there. But we're located in Farmington. We're the tail end of the Appalachian Mountains. We're not too far from the ocean. We're not too far from Boston. We're not too far from Quebec. So we're near all of that. But we're really, in our area, we're really into the mountains, the lakes, the rivers. That's more our area. Skiing is very, very big, both alpine and Nordic skiing. That's probably one of our biggest sports. Of course, we have other sports that we have, but the outdoors is a big thing. So students that are into the outdoors, or they're into the arts and music, they do really well with us, or sports in general too. So as you can see, this is kind of an aerial view. You can see our tennis courts, our track and field, softball, baseball, for soccer, American football. It's kind of interesting. Closer to the fields, that's student parking. With fewer cars, that's staff parking. So of course, students have more parking than we do. In the winter, you'll see snowmobiles out that way as well. But where the school is located, if you notice, there's a lot of trees, not much to go around. To the right, we have a small ski slope where students can practice every day. It's less than 10 minutes, about 7-minute drive or small ski slope. Within 45 minutes of drive in different distances, we have 3 major ski resorts, Sugarloaf, Saddleback, and Sunday River. So we also have the big major ski resorts as well. In the winter, I want to say for international students, actually many international students either play basketball, or that they do skiing as a sport, or they don't do a sport at all because they want to ski at their own leisure. So they do a membership at one of the big resorts and a membership at the small ski resort, so they can just do both. Because at the small resort, you can go for an hour, 2 hours, because it's right there next to the school, which is kind of neat. So the dorms are located, as I mentioned, in the city center, which is like, I don't know, 5-minute drive from here. But the city center, or the town center, I should say, because we're a town, not a city. Um, that's there, they have access, walking access to just about anything that they would need. Here, you really can't walk to anything other than the facilities that we have. We also have golf. So we have 3 seasons of sports. So of course you can't see the golf course here, just like you can't see the ski slope here, but we do have 3 seasons of sports. So as I think there are several schools in the US that kind of follow that pattern. So we have the fall, winter, and spring. So we do have soccer, American football, cheerleading. So a lot of international students do like the cheerleading. Field hockey is also a popular one. We only have field hockey for girls. And cross country, that's a popular one. In the winter, as I mentioned, skiing's popular. We also have basketball that's popular, competition cheering as well. Wrestling, we don't get many wrestlers for the international students, but we do have a pretty good wrestling program for both women and for both boys and girls. And in the spring, we have tennis and we have baseball, softball, track and field, lacrosse for both women and for both boys and girls. I have to say that's probably one of the most popular sports that our international students do is lacrosse, probably because it's just different, and they tend to enjoy it. Our students also, because unfortunately, federal law prohibits public schools to have students for more than 1 year, regardless of the visa. And even though it's the same visa that can transfer, the F-1 visa, we treat international students as if they're any other student that comes from a different school system. So if they meet our requirements, even for graduation, they can receive a diploma. So we do offer that. We do need to know ahead of time because it does take a little bit longer to review the transcripts. And then we make sure that they know what courses that they need in order to graduate. Sometimes students want that, sometimes they don't, depending on what they want. We have over 150 courses that students can select from. So sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes students decide not to do that because they want to take certain courses, especially if they want to take some of the technical courses, because they usually take up more of your time. I will say, for example, we have a student right now from Spain, and the convalidations in Spain are kind of strict. And he wanted to do the business academy. He couldn't fit it in his schedule, but instead he took a banking class. So we have an actual live real bank in our school. So he's taking a semester class in the bank, and he's also taking finance class, and then he's taking accelerated economics. So even though he couldn't go in the tech program for the business academy, he did select to do something different in the high school. So we try to really work with the students. We sit down support wise. A lot of times I sit down with the students and the guidance counselor to make sure that we're covering everything that they need. And then we look at what they want. We do an interview, and we look at their transcripts to kind of guide them, because it's difficult for them sometimes to select. There's so many choices for the students that it can be overwhelming. We also have this course called Global Education. It's taught by our MLL instructor, which is kind of like the ESL, but they're called multilingual learner educators now. And she's there to guide them education, culture, any of those aspects that they need. So we have a person for support there. We have a person for support in any of the course, anything to do with their coursework, relationships with their teachers, anything like that, understanding the material. So we have a person that supports that. We have another person that supports the students if they have any issues, personal issues, maybe with other students. So it's on that piece. Of course, I overlook the whole program, so any of the bigger issues. And then we have also somebody that helps with all of the paperwork if they have any questions. We also have a social worker at the school, and they have guidance counselors. So they do, actually, they have a lot more support than our American students. But it's okay because they need a different type of support. And not all the students do, but it's, if you're entrusting your child with us, we'd like to try and make sure that we're doing the best that we can. And if it were my child, I would hope that somebody was doing that as well. It's a video, but I don't think we're gonna do that. So as I mentioned, students, it's considered a safe environment. They have a lot of choices to select from. They receive guidance and help if they're thinking about going on to university. We have a lot of partnerships. Depending on the programs, we have a lot of programs that offer what they call concurrent enrollment, so that where they can receive credits. The dorms are actually, we lease a building from the university in Farmington, but some of our students actually take courses at the university. So there are a lot of options for our students. Teachers, I have to say that's usually the number one piece that students talk about, is the relationship between the students and the teachers, as far as trying to support them and help and guide them through their year. And our school is beautiful. We did win an architectural design award for our school. I think most of our teachers don't know that, but we did. It was kind of cool. So I mentioned the different sports that we offer, and a lot of music, jazz band, orchestra, the fiddlers. They do travel around also to perform. And we have other clubs as well. So if you're not into sports, we do have clubs, and we do, of course, have theater. We also have, every year, we have theater where students actually produce and direct a play, which is also nice. We have Future Business Leaders of America International Club. The International Club is kind of cool because it gives them the opportunity to go and do things. Yesterday, they went to Boston, for example. They got to go and do some school visits at some universities. And they got to, well, of course, they also got to do a little shopping and going around. They also had the opportunity to go to some agricultural fairs. They get opportunities to do a lot of unique things and different things, being part of the International Club as well. And also getting to meet other American students that are interested in activities that relate to cultural enrichment. We have robotics, pretty robust robotics program that's very active in January, February, March. Math team, Interact. Interact Club is kind of like the Rotary International. It's the junior version of that. So we call ourselves a friendly campus. We have a food court. We have a chef. We actually received a chef quite a few years ago. He used to be the chef working for the state of Maine, and guiding schools on how to best prepare meals for their school districts. So we're pretty lucky that I don't know, about 85% of all of our students eat the food at the school. It's pretty good. Most staff eat the school food. So breakfast and lunch is offered by our school, and dinner is offered at the dorms. So, and as I mentioned, the selection is pretty good. They always have a salad bar. The salad bar gets changed up all the time, and they always have a main meal that changes every day, and then other options. So we do have, this is some of our facilities, so you can see it is a beautiful school. We do have the AP courses, the honors courses, but we just have so many different things that I don't want to say that AP is all that we have. We just have so many different courses that if I just guided a student to AP courses, I would feel that they're missing out. I'm looking at the time and I think, so our dorms, as I mentioned, so we have beautiful dorms. That is, and the dorms have a common space, and they have within walking distance meaning 2-3 minutes, they have the cafeteria where they can eat. They have the gym, they can work out. And within 10 minutes, they can walk to the movie theater, grab coffee at a Dunkin' Donuts, grab a pizza, buy t-shirt, toothpaste at the store, get some groceries, all within a 10-minute walking. They have that there. And we will have, I mean, there are dorm parents and dorm programs. So, and because it's part of the university, you actually have university security and it's part of the town. So you also have town security too. So there is a lot of security. I'm not sure. I'm running out of time, I think. But our day starts at 7:45, ends at 2:02. We don't have to go through all of this. We start the end of August and we end at the beginning part of May. And we have break in Christmas, one in February and one in April. I think I'm running out of time. So these are just some quotes. Berta from Spain, I came here for an experience and left here with a new life. Emma from Germany, I find a home on the other side of the world. Paula, it's not a year in a life, it's a life in a year. Farida, coming here was the best thing I've decided to do. I loved all the sports and the people here. Ping Ping said, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Roberto said, life is the people you meet along the way. So I thought I might end with some nice quotes.
Oh, those are so nice. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
Oh, no, I thought that's better. I mean, these are Q&As, but I know we're running out of time. So
You can let the slide if anybody wants to take a look. And I also wanted to give opportunity for anyone who has any questions to add them to the chat. And then I actually had one question. You mentioned cheering, and I know that's a big interest of our students. So I was wondering if you could just like tell us a little bit more about the tryouts and how international students, even if they don't have experience, if they're able to make the cheer squad and how that process looks like, because I know that's an interest of a lot of our students.
So we have 2 seasons of cheering. The first season is fall season. So basically, it's cheering for primarily it's the football team, the American football team. There are sometimes where there's a cut, but our athletic director really tries to include all of our international students if possible. So I mean, I like anything, I can't ever guarantee 100%. but I've seen her really speak to the coaches and say, give our international students an opportunity because this is their only opportunity. So, which is awesome. Um, I think it is, I think, a lot of fun and they enjoy it. I don't know if they enjoyed it towards the end when they're freezing when the temperature changes. Um,
Yeah.
but it is something that's pretty popular. I want to say cheerleading in the fall and field hockey probably are the two most popular ones for our girls, international students that come in. And I wish I had put some pictures here of them. We did have quite a few. In the winter, it's competition cheering. So that is a little different. That's more for the cheerleader that maybe's had some gymnastics, some tumbling. So if they're better at that, where the fall cheering, you can have that, but you don't have to have that to be a cheerleader because a lot of that you have enough cheerleaders that, they need to bring make people happy. Your whole goal is to psych people up at the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And it's great that just that they're able to try out. We know that a lot of districts, the tryouts, they happen all the way in the spring the previous year, so it can be challenging. So just the fact that they're able to try out and if they're able to get involved, then so that's really awesome for them.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. Our athletic director's pretty good. She really believes in trying to give our students opportunities. And so she sees that with the international students. I mean, we're looking at 1 year with them. So she really bats for them to be included in um, as many sports as they want to participate in. I mean, one per season, but if they can. But again, I can't ever say 100% because you never know.
Yeah, no, it's never a guarantee, but it's good to know that's a possibility for sure. Yeah.
The only time that we have restrictions on sports is if a student has already graduated from their program or has had more than it's already completed 4 years of high school, then you can't do varsity sports.
Yeah.
And skiing, that's the place where it really gets mixed up. It's hard at varsity and junior varsity, so skiing is usually the hardest thing to separate for that.
But it's good that, Mount Blue, as you said, is so close to a lot of slopes and resorts. So there are a lot of skiing opportunities, even outside of
Yeah,
varsity. Yeah.
there are. It's awesome.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much again, Lisa. Really appreciate you joining and presenting, especially while you're away.
Yeah, thank
Just a
you.
wonderful overview of Mount Blue. I have someone here, Elena, who asked if we're gonna make the presentations available. We're recording the meetings. We're gonna share all of this information later, so everybody's gonna have a chance to take a look later on if they want to. And again, if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me. I'll be in contact with Ms. Dalrymple, so we'll surely answer any questions you may have.
All right. Okay,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much, Lisa. Wonderful. And we already have here our next presenters as well. I see them here. I have um Abby and HyeSu. I am gonna make, I believe, HyeSu the presenter. Are you able to share your screen? Just-
Yeah, sure. Can you
or
make
Abby, I believe was.
Mhm.
Yes, perfect. We made Abby the co-host. Awesome.
Okay, let me try.
Oh, wonderful. So we have Abby Lynn and HyeSu Han. They're both representing Seattle Public Schools, which is a major school district and one of our very popular destinations as well. We have many students joining every year. So we're happy to have you guys. And I'm just going to let you take it away now.
Right. Just want to make sure everybody able to see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Great. Okay.
I'll just start. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Nice to meet you all. My name is HyeSu Han. I'm a manager in enrollment at Seattle Public Schools District Office. I'm here with our teammate, Miss Abby Lynn. Yeah, just want to thank, I mean, before we go into anything, we just want to thank SMG and all of our partners for just a long time, amazing collaboration. So thank you for having us again this year. We are a big school district, so we have a lot to cover today, but I'm sure because we don't have all the time. If you have any questions or something that we missed during the presentation, just leave us a chat. We'll definitely get back to you within the next few days if there's something that we haven't covered or I can answer right away. I'm happy to do so. And international student exchange program is something that we feel like dear to us. I was a J1 student myself in high school. I was an F-1 student myself in college. Now living here as an immigrant, I'm originally from South Korea. But just having that experience has changed my life trajectory. So this is something that we really value personally as well. Of course, the district and schools dearly valued as well, but we're so excited. So yeah, so anyway, without further ado, I'll have Abby introduce a wonderful school district in Seattle. So thank you.
All right. When you're ready, I am going to take you to our city first. So we would like to welcome you to Seattle, the Emerald City, where I first landed when I was also at high school age, just like our students. So when I first came, I was amazed by its natural beauty, urban living, diversity, great food, and much, much more. So Seattle is a fantastic city for both active and quiet lifestyles. So students can enjoy their quiet reading time. So the park is always my favorite thing to stay, and then so by the beach or at the park. But they are looking for something fun, we do have some fun things. So they can explore the citywide farmers markets, seasonal fairs, and year-round culture events with a lot of like amazing culture food. So Seattle is also famous of its innovative like companies like Amazon, Boeing, Microsoft, Starbucks. So our students often have like school or organized field trips to those companies as well. So for example, the Gates Foundation Discovery Center, and then the Museum of Fly. Those are all my favorites. And a lot of museums and they provide like free and discounted admissions to students as well. Oh, oops. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. So getting around the city is pretty easy. So we have like light rail throughout the city and then metro buses, water taxis, and of course the new bicycle lanes. They are adding more and more, so making it more convenient for young adults who don't drive that can explore the city easily as well. And then also for the benefit of being our students, they can pick up their bus card on the first day of school, and public transportation is free for our students. Okay, next I would like to take you to our school district, Seattle Public Schools, as what HyeSu we mentioned earlier, we are the largest school district in Washington state. We have a deep commitment to every student's journey to provide excellent education to students to ensure that each student will receive high quality instruction and learning experiences, especially for our international students who may just stay for 1 year or 2 years with us. So we want to make sure their experience with us is very special and very nice. So here's our school website if you want to learn more about us. So seattleschools.org. Okay, so here is some district enrollment data we would like to share with you today. We have over 100 schools with more than 5,000 educators and more than 50,000 of students. And our students are very diverse. So if you see here, that's our graph of our students' race and ethnicity of current school year. Very, very diverse. Here's our team, our enrollment office. We are as diverse as our students, and we speak multi languages that can provide the support to our students and families as well. Okay, so we would like to share some information about our F-1 visa student enrollment. So this is our eligibilities, deadlines, and also our tuition rates of the year. And then students must be in grade 9 to 12, have not completed high school, under 21 years old, proficient in English, good academic standing. So when you're ready, then connect with Mariane, SMG. So because another requirements of our international student enrollment is that students must enroll with an certified agency. So our deadline is for fall is August 15, for winter is January 15. And our contact information is also listed on our international student enrollment website. So you can just go on our school website, seattleschools.org, and then click enrollment. And there is a tab for you to click to learn more about international student enrollment. And our contact information is also listed on our website as well. But once again, always feel free to reach out to SMG if you want to learn more about us or have any questions about our program. So our school placement are by the host family's address. So international students are usually assigned to the attendance area school based on the host family's address. However, excuse me, some schools could be full and closed for international students at any time, and even in the middle of the school year, before the school year starts. So if you're interested in our school district, please do apply early, as our schools can get full and closed. Here are the 11 high schools that are currently accepting F-1 or J-1 students. And each school has its own uniqueness that I will take you in a mini virtual tour in a couple slides. Okay, so before that, we have some overview of our programs and services. Excuse me. So all of the students receive English learner EL services in their assigned schools as needed. It's offered at all schools. And the IB program, the IB diploma program is the course for highly motivated and academically capable students. It is the college prep high school curriculum for 11 and 12th grade students. So the IB mission is to promote international understanding and responsible world citizenship through a high academic standards. We found that a lot of our international students are interested in the IB diploma programs. And then most of our schools have this program, as well as the AP courses are available for our students. They can just take those programs just like our resident students. And then all of our schools have wide range of athletics and clubs, after school activities that our international students can enroll just once again like our resident students. There's no like restriction or other things that like other requirements for our international students. All right, today I'm going to give you a quick look at a few schools. We might not have enough time to go over all the schools, but I will try to introduce you to or take you to a mini tour to some of our schools. So most of our schools have a history of 100 years. So for example, Bella High School, which we have the most international students enrolled in this year. It is from North area and started in 1901. It is famous of its supportive community, strong PTSA, academic programs, and curricula, athletics, and clubs. So another special thing about Baller is most clubs and activities in Baller are founded by players, families, and donors. So the clubs could be different every year based on the funding and partnerships within the communities. And it's also famous of its supportive community. So scholarship of the activities is available for families to apply. Okay. So Chipsville High School from our West region is another high school I would like to show you. It is an international student. I'm sorry, it's an international school as well as a language pathway school. Silt is famous of its diversity and multicultural environment that includes teacher and staff with multilingual um, uh, background as well. So for the academic program, it offers world languages, Spanish language, Japanese, and Chinese. The IB diploma program that I mentioned earlier, the career-related program, and also for athletics and clubs, there's a lot. I listed them out that I could find on the website. But once again, you could even find more when you enroll there because it could be different every year. And if there are more funding, more coaches, and then they will get more activities as well. It's a very, very diverse with environment and school with a lot of activities offered. So Garfield High School is in the heart of the city, opened in 1920, which is the most bustling area in the center area, and then where the student can easily get to most popular activities, events, attractions right after school. So Garfield has strong academic programs like social emotional learning support, worksite learning internship, AP, IB courses as well. Just like other schools, it also has a lot of activities, sports, clubs that students can participate. One of the highlights at the bottom left picture, so it's Garfield is well known of its own like jazz program. So Mr. Quincy Jones, who is an award-winning record producer, songwriter, jazz, and then was graduated from Garfield in 1950. So he produced Michael Jackson's three greatest albums, which our Seattlers are very proud of. So this is the picture of Mr. Jones taking with Garfield students in 1982. Yeah, we hope that we can have more and more students graduated from Garfield, and then that can have a lot of famous things that they can do and they can learn and in the world. Okay, all right, let me see. So just like Butler, Chipsville, and Garfield, all our high schools have their own uniqueness. Here's Ingram High School, also from the north, and then they also have like they have levels 1 to 5 in French, besides Spanish and Japanese languages. They have their own counselor center that very welcoming. We visited them. I think it was last school year, and then it's a very, very welcoming and diverse community as well. Nathan Hill High School is also from the north, and then it has when we visited them, that we found that it was very interesting that they have like a FM radio station that students can participate in the radio station as well. Lincoln High School is one of our very popular schools, and it's unfortunately full and closed for current school year, but we do hope that it will open for our international students in the future. But once again, so schools like Lincoln could be full and closed. So we do hope that if you are interested in our school district, do apply early. Roosevelt High School, it's a very beautiful school, and then it has like a homework center, service learning, an arts program that students can participate after school if they need the support, and then it's a very supportive environment as well. When we visited the school, and then the principal are very friendly, the team is very friendly. They provide a lot of support to the students as well. West Seattle High School. So this school is located um, in the west side of Seattle, and then it's by it's also very close to the one of our famous beaches, which is Alki Beach, and students can just hang out at the beach after school as well. So the location is amazing, and then they also offer a lot of academic programs and athletics activities and as well. Franklin High School is more south central area, and then it has also very diverse ethnicity and culture, and then they have a lot of like a school organized activities, field trips as well. And they are they have a very strong like multilingual support team that can provide support to the students. Rainier Beach High School is our a brand new school. Is still building part of it, and then getting more and more. What we drove by is so beautiful, and then it has a gym room for students to use, and also it's famous of it's like small class room sizes, and then it also has IB program as well. And then once again, it's brand new, it's very big and beautiful, and it will be ready for the year of 26 to 27. Okay, so as district enrollment team, it's always nice for us to hear from our students and families. So we have some sharing and quotes to share with you today. So from Sai, our former student from India, he attended Rainier Beach High School. So he said the schools here, you have a lot more opportunities. You can join clubs and be part of the sports. Teachers can help you with anything you need. So the top left picture is Fabian, one of our former students from Spain. He enrolled in Bella High School, and this is his host family, our long-term host family. I think he's been hosting almost every year. So great to have him, and then he has great relationship of our students that always send us pictures to share as well. So Fabian said that the biggest difference here is that we have bands and music classes, dances and sports and shops. So, sorry, that was too quick. And then, so from our host family, our current host family, so Seattle Public Schools deserves like praise for the welcome it stands to the international students, and then for the benefits for those students who come to the U.S., try something different, to explore something different as well. And then from let me see. Oh yeah, and that so I think this is Joris as one of our international students from last school year. He won the best player award from Bella High School as well of the year. And another fun story I would like to share with you is the bottom left picture. It's our current student. I just happened to meet one of our students in an like Halloween event a couple of weeks ago, and then he was doing some volunteering at one of our like elementary schools with his host family. So he said that he has been enjoying all the athletics and cultural activities in Seattle with his host family. So another highlight of our school district international student enrollment is our host family. So we have a lot of returning host family that they do it every year, and they have great relationship with our students. Okay. And also, this is what we have been trying to do, and we hosted the international student gathering event for last school year during fall, and this year we're planning to have our event in spring when the weather gets warmer, that we can maybe do an outdoor event. So this is our international students who attended our gathering event last school year. It was so nice to meet them. We play games, and then we have some. We also invite the host family, so we did some games like students versus host families. It was a really fun night, and we learned a lot from them as well. Okay. All right. So thank you for your time here today to hear about us. And if you have any questions, do contact us. Our contact information is right here. Here's my direct line, and then my email address, our enrollment website for international students. And of course, once again, feel free to reach out to SMG if you want to learn more about us. And then we are very excited to work with you and to welcome students to Seattle Public Schools.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Abby and HyeSu, for this lovely presentation. I wanted to open for any questions. If any of our partners have a question, you can write in the chat and we'll read them. Or if you have a question you want to email me later on, I can also share with Abby and HyeSu. But this was a lovely overview of all the schools. I think 1 or 2 years ago, I recently met Abby and HyeSu in person. We went together to Roosevelt High School. It was lovely to see not only the beautiful sports fields, but also see the students working in the upcoming theater play, and they were making costumes and doing classes. We saw the orchestra rehearsal as well. So it was lovely. It was really nice to get a glimpse of Seattle. Wonderful. So if we don't have, of course, yeah, thank you for participating. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you taking the time. Wonderful. And if we don't have any questions for now, any questions, again, you can email me, you can send me, and I'll reach out to Abby and HyeSu later on. But I believe we can move to our next presentation. We have Geri-Lynn, who oversees International Student Program at Torrance Unified School District, who's a long-standing partner of ours. So I wanted to allow Geri-Lynn to start presenting and tell us a little bit more about Torrance.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Let me get going here. And okay, can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right. So thank you for this opportunity, Mariane. Really appreciate it, and our partnership with SMG. I'd like to introduce Torrance and our schools here available in Southern California. And again, my name is Geri-Lynn Mauch. I oversee the International Student Program here for our district. So let's get started and let you know a little bit more about our community. So Torrance is located on the coast, about 20 miles outside of Los Angeles. It's a beautiful city, very centrally located. We're about 10 miles from the International Airport. We're close to Hollywood, less than 30 miles from Orange County and the Disneyland resorts. And then also something that's always very unique to Southern California is you are, within 60 miles, you can be standing on the sand or standing on a ski slope. So it is a very centrally located area. And as you can see, it's beautiful here on the coast. Also, just a little bit of information about the city itself. We have 2 miles of coastline. There are over 40 parks and recreation areas here in Torrance. We have the 7th largest shopping mall in the United States. So everything is available at our parks and recreation areas. There's athletic facilities that are open to the public that students can use if they're not using those at the school site. And then, of course, the beach is available for leisure activities and surfing, paddleboarding, whatever those interests happen to be. So we have 4 comprehensive high schools here in Torrance that our international students can enroll at. All of our programs and courses are available at all 4 schools. Torrance High School is our oldest school and kind of the flagship school of our district, voted by Architectural Digest one of the top beautiful campuses in California. Some of our students recognize the campus once they actually get here, as it's been featured in several television shows and movies, the most popular being Beverly Hills 90210 and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We actually get people who come specifically to take pictures of the school because they happen to be fans coming from other countries, primarily Europe and Germany specifically. Those shows tend to still be running there, so they want to take pictures of the campus. One of our other schools is South High School. All of our schools are located in the 4 quadrants of our town and are aptly named. So in the south end of town is South High School, and we have West High School. One of the things that West High School is very well known for is the quality of their marching band. You'll see them there in that middle picture with the Disneyland castle in the background. They're invited almost every year to participate in parades at Disneyland. And upcoming here in the United States is the Macy's Day Parade in New York, and they have marched in the Macy's Day Parade for many years. And then our 4th school is North High School, located in the northeast quadrant of our town. 2 of our schools have started an early college program where students who are our resident students who are here for the full 4 years will finish their high school, their 4 years of high school with an associate's degree before they head on to finish up their undergrad at university here. All of our schools offer dual enrollment, where there are courses that they can take that offer them both high school credits towards graduation as well as college credits as well. So at any of our 4 schools, that is an option to our international students to enroll in the courses that are sponsored by our local community college. And that is not any additional expense for those courses. Once they're here on their F-1 visa, that extends to those dual enrollment classes at the local community college. So the courses that are available here at all 4 of our schools, of course, the traditional courses such as English, math, science, and history. There's advanced AP and honors courses that are available to students, and specialized courses, whether that's visual and performing arts such as theater or our dance team, world languages, engineering, psychology, any of our English support classes for those students who need it. And then also just a little note about courses, classes like our theater class. Our theater program is an actual class, but students interested in trying out for a part in an upcoming performance do not actually have to be enrolled in the theater class in order to audition for a part in an upcoming play or performance. But all of our courses are available at all 4 of our schools, and it's really just based on interest and previous education. We encourage English, of course, is taken by all of our international students, and either U.S. history or U.S. government, depending on their grade level. And then, of course, we make sure that they're taking the courses that are required by their home country, such as like our Spanish students need to make sure that they're meeting that validation that's required for them to get credit for their time here. So it's important that we know what that is at the time when we're scheduling those courses. And of course, graduation. So any of our international students who meet the graduation requirements can earn a high school diploma, but we also offer an honorary diploma for our international students so that they can participate in the graduation ceremony itself. That's always really a fun culmination of their time here. And many of the parents will travel here to the U.S. to see their students graduate. So that is a lot of fun, and it's big outdoor events in our football stadiums. And then moving into athletics. Athletics is always a big question with our international students. So junior varsity and varsity is available to our international students based on their eligibility. We are pretty successful here in Torrance qualifying our students to play varsity if that is the level in which they play. They do try out for most of the teams. There are some teams just based on their interest and ability to work hard, such as cross country, things like that, that there really isn't necessarily a tryout. But of course, most of our sports to play on a varsity team are going to require students to try out. As well as what's mentioned here, students are also have the opportunity to participate in cheer. We have what's sideline cheer and competition cheer. Most of our international students would participate solely in sideline cheer, which is cheering for teams, that type of thing. A experience with dance or gymnastics certainly is helpful, but not necessarily required. But they do need, there is a small, tryout. They're going to have to, because of when students are arriving in the fall, in August, they are going to have to work hard to learn those routines, to get ready, because we are, our first opportunity to participate in cheer is with the American football season, which is in the fall. And those first games are as soon as our school starts actually in August on a Thursday, and Friday is the first game that they're out there and participating. So that is an opportunity for students. Something that is new to our schools is beach volleyball. Many of our students are interested in playing volleyball. That is a sport that a lot of our students are interested in participating in. Volleyball is a very popular sport here in Torrance, and sometimes there's not spots on our regular court volleyball team for students just because of the high level of competition. Just as an example, my daughter played volleyball in high school, and she had been in club volleyball since she was 6 years old. So these girls have been playing for a very long time, and there are minimal spots on the team. But one thing that has been recently recognized by the California, the authority that oversees California sports in schools, is beach volleyball. And that is an opportunity for our students to, one, spend some time at the beach, but also to participate in and hone their skills, because it's a very different sport playing in the sand versus on a court. And then the biggest thing that we feel here in our program in Torrance is that we want students to immerse themselves in the campus. They are, here for a semester or a year. It goes very fast. We want them to get the full experience of being here in a traditional school in the United States. We want them to work hard in their academic classes. We want them to do well and be successful. We want them to make friends, whether they're playing a sport through our athletic program or they're joining clubs. There's over 100 different clubs on each of our campus. I can't imagine that there is a subject or interest that students might have that is not available to them through one of our clubs. There's a lot of community opportunities, so they'll get to know the city at large, where we do volunteer work through those clubs. Some of those clubs are solely based on campus spirit. So there's, rallies and competitions. As you can see here, the color run event that was on campus, as well as this picture up there in the corner in red, that's a pep rally. And then one of the things that we discovered through our program, we've been hosting international students here in our schools for going on 15 years, was that attending prom was a big thing for our international students. It's an American event. It's something that they see on TV, and then this is something they want to participate in. So regardless of the grade level, even though it is a senior prom, regardless of the grade level, our international students have the opportunity to purchase a ticket to prom and attend whatever grade level they happen to be in. So that's something that's really exciting for them as well. And then if they're not playing a sport, we want them to attend those competitions as well. So the other thing that we do is we make sure that something that our resident students would purchase as part of their enrollment, where they're allowed to attend all of our home competitions for free. That's something that we give to our international students, so that they don't need a ticket to come and join and cheer on the team of the school that they're enrolled in. So it's really those students who have the most success in the time that they're here are the ones that get very involved in what is going on campus. And that's it. I wanted to be very quick to honor your time here, and I'm available if you have any questions.
Oh, thank you so much, Geri-Lynn. That was a great presentation. We really appreciate your time. And I just wanted to say, if anybody have any questions, feel free to share in the chat. And one thing that I wanted to highlight, you were mentioning about sports, and our students and our partners really appreciate all the efforts that Torrance does to give them opportunities like this new the beach volleyball opportunity. We know that varsity can be very competitive, especially in a district with strong athletics like Torrance. And our partners and students really appreciate how you guys go above and beyond to allow them to be engaged in some way.
Yes, we know that some of the students that come to us have been involved in very highly competitive sports. And so we want that opportunity, and it's a big part of their fitness, and their activity is a big part of their life. We want them to continue that. And we want them to try something new. You know, a lot of our students who have played soccer in their home countries come here, and Torrance is a very competitive soccer town. For those of you that are familiar with the U.S. Group, the HyeSu, which is the American Youth Soccer Organization, Torrance is the original town where HyeSu began. So soccer is a big part of our community. But we have a lot of kids who played soccer in their home country, and they came here and they became the kicker on our American football teams and things like that. So there are a lot of opportunities to do things that they maybe weren't expecting when they came. And that's something we want them to do. We want them to come and participate. We have more and more kids coming and wanting to play golf, which is kind of new. That when I first started coordinating this program, I don't think we had any students coming wanting to play golf, and that's something that they're wanting to participate in. And of course, that's available to them. We just have to make arrangements for them to get clubs here. And surf as well. One of the things that we do offer is surf teams. It is a commitment from our students because they do surf in the morning before school. So they're having to get up and get to the beach very early in the morning. A lot of kids think that's what they want to do. And then after a couple of weeks, they think, oh no, I just want to surf for fun. I don't want to be out there and, have to be out there every morning. So everybody just kind of finds their niche and finds something that they love to do.
Absolutely. And that's the great thing about having seasonal sports is that we have so many opportunities throughout the school year of new sports. Maybe they haven't done track or something like cross country. And that's an easier, option to make the team or something that they
Yes, and we encourage things like cross country. A lot of our students, they run for fitness, but they've not necessarily competed on an athletic team. And really, that's about all you need to be willing to do to run cross country. If running 3 miles is not a big deal for our students, we encourage them to participate. It's a huge cross country teams are huge, and it's a great opportunity for them to meet other students. And I will say, here in the U.S., because we are looking for our students entering college to have a well-rounded resume of what they have completed, cross country is very popular with a lot of our students who maybe wouldn't play another sport. I always tell people the smartest kids are playing golf or running cross country. So that's the type of kids they'll meet when they're on those teams. So that is something that I've always encouraged of our international students when they can't quite decide what they want to do. And same thing with cheer. A lot of the girls come wanting to participate in cheer. I do highly recommend that they have dance or gymnastics experience. It's not absolutely necessary, but it certainly makes it an easier experience. And you have a better chance of being allowed to participate because you'll have that background and there won't be that learning curve.
Yeah, absolutely. And we really appreciate the support that the district gives to the students, not only on that, but just for them to have a well-rounded experience, allowing them all grades to participate in prom, which is a big deal for them, having access to so many course options and all the flexibility, all the work that you do to accommodate our students. We definitely really appreciate that.
Yes. You mentioned prom, Mariane. I want to give SMG credit. You guys were actually the agency that made us realize how important it was to accommodate the students for prom when we would hear that, so all of these students enrolled in 10th and 11th grade were trying to partner up with a 12th grade international student so that they could go as a date in order to have a ticket and attend prom. And it was actually SMG students that when we heard what they were trying to do, that made us realize, oh, this does not make sense. We want them to have this opportunity, so that we opened that up for all of our grade level international students. So we appreciate you expanding our program in that way.
Of course, yeah. No, it's so fun for them, and we love seeing the pictures. We have them all over our social media when they, when they
Yeah,
share with us, we always put it out there, so it's really fun. But again, Geri-Lynn, thank you so much. If we have
very
any,
welcome.
of course, if we have any questions, I'll sure to email you and then connect with our partners. But I think this was great. Thank you so much. This was a lovely time.
No problem. And thank you again for giving us the time to share our beautiful location with you.